Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me, Dopey Joe, and today I'm answering your questions. This is Q&A. This is gonna be fun. So let's get down. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's go. Right guys, I hope you like that intro. There's a new thing. If you don't like it, just tell me and we can change it, or I can just remove it. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, first question is this. How did I find out about Rick? I have explained this story kind of on an interview, well, self-interview of some sort, ages ago. It's the Young Cut Dopey Joe thing, so if you want to go check that out, that has more detail. But it's a real thing. I suffer with hearing voices and stuff, and not really fully psychosis, but it is psychosis, and I'm been ill quite lately and stuff. And basically Rick is just the voices in my head, and I've just made a character out of it. I see shit that's not there and stuff. So yeah. It's not fun. I'm being dead serious, guys. It is not fun. It's not even a joke how bad sometimes it can get. Sometimes I'm in bed and I'm just freaking having nearly like a panic attack, spasming out because I can't even hear the shit that I'm even saying. I can't even hear myself think that badly. Think about it as this. This is what it's like. It's like having 10,000 mosquitoes trying to speak Italian in your ear. Yeah, at the same time. So that's how it is for what it's like sometimes in my head. I've been off my medication lately because they didn't have any, so it's been quite bad lately, and yeah, was pretty bad last night. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Anyway, on to the next question, and it is about Rick. Here's the question. How do I control Rick? I can't. It's very difficult to control the voices in my head and stuff. So it's basically a no-brainer. I can't really do much. How do I control it though? Usually via medication and stuff. That's how I control it, and that's how I can produce music. I usually produce music when I've got a clear mind and I can hear myself think, and I know what I'm doing and stuff. So yeah, it's a deep topic, but I'm very happy to share about it. So for our next question, it was that. Can you feel when Rick is in control rather than you? Yes, so easily. I know when I'm talking and when I'm not myself, you know. I know when I personally have to step back from a situation and I bring forwards another persona of some sort. It doesn't really cause much problems around friends and stuff. It's usually I just get really fucking depressed, honestly. But anyway, yeah, it's a sensitive topic, but I'm happy to share about it. So yeah. It is, has Rick ever made you do something you didn't want to do? Yes. Yes. Millions of times. I'm not going to list them all, but you know, I'll give you an example, okay? I didn't want to create a diss track against Artie, guys, and I was intoxicated, and I created something that was so scary to me because it wasn't who I was and stuff. And matter of fact, I have officially now recorded that song, and that should be coming out. Fingers crossed, because I've edited it around and stuff, and I've removed some bits and stuff, and it's a really good diss track. Trust me on this, guys. Trust me on this. It's one of my best works. that's what people around me are saying and stuff that I share with my whole team is saying, it's very good. So it's definitely guys, go listen to. But it's coming out hopefully on March 1st. That is a Sunday. Anyway, I didn't want to create that diss track at all. It wasn't me, and it caused a lot of backlash when I just wrote it, and yeah, I'm finally releasing that because Artie's basically fucked off. Anyway, on to the next question. The worst thing Rick has ever done. I mean, I think you're gonna find out in this diss track. Honestly, guys, I'm telling you, it is crazy. I was recording the skit for which will be in an album after the diss track, guys. I'm really giving you a big reveal here, basically, but it's very disturbing. When I listen back, it was like, okay, it sent shivers down my spine. Like, I am not joking. On my life, I was like, okay, I actually needed to take a step back because it scared me. The things. Another thing that Rick has done that is pretty bad was he's just tormented me. That's really probably the worst one. He's just tormented me so much. I'm saying I use Rick as a term of voice. My voice is tormenting me. Like, I've created a character out of my voices. I can see. I never know what Rick looks like, even though I can see him. Like, if you can see this shadow, that's what Rick would look like, basically. I'm not saying that is Rick. Anyway, so yeah. We're moving a bit aside away from Rick now, and that is, where do you get your inspiration from? And was it hard to start your music career? So, basically, when it came to my inspiration, well, I had people around me, and I started, listening to Eminem. I start listening to him a lot, and that's where I started getting into rap. I got into rap because of Eminem. Well, not because of Eminem, for myself, personally. But I started getting to rap, and I listened to Eminem a lot. But I've moved on now from that kind of stuff. Because, guys, there is a lot out in this world. There's a lot of rappers out there who are as talented as Eminem, who's probably even more talented, or a little less talented, but they need to get known. And I've been starting to listen to other artists, because listening to one artist keeps your mindset in one stage. You don't change as a person. There's no influctuations in your approach to rap. You are stuck in one position. And this is why I don't want to call anyone out, but if you are making videos and songs about Eminem and you're trying to be like him and stuff, I advise you basically to move away from trying to be someone and be yourself. Because if you're going to go around being like Eminem, yes, you can dress like it, but it's more of a comfort. Like, I wear my bandana not only because of style, or but it's also there religiously. I have to keep sometimes like, I don't wear it now anymore, really, but I used to be a bit more religious back then, and being Jewish and stuff, I have to cover my head, not with a bandana, but just have something to cover my head. And with the whole incident with Gaza and all that, I couldn't even go into public because some of my Jewish friends and people I'm also around have been beaten up and stuff. I know people who've been targeted at just because they're Jewish and stuff. So I wear a bandana to still keep with my religion, but be able to have some style and be able to walk freely around town and stuff. So anyway, and was it hard to start my music career? Yes, that's it. It was probably the most hardest thing to ever lift off the ground, and I want to thank everyone who has supported me on this. Just so I can get this all quickly underway, it started in my last school that I was in, and I wasn't very good. I dropped a couple of songs, but my best song was, Prepare for Carnage, and that's where I got into real diss tracks, and I started getting a little bit known. And through school, through college and stuff, I was able to promote my music and get myself my name out there, and people supported me. So thanks to everyone who was at the college that I was before. You know who you are. Thank you so much for supporting me, and you've been like a family to me. Anyway, it's always been hard. The backlash has been crazy, sometimes on some diss tracks. It's very difficult to keep up with everything that I'm doing, if that makes sense. I'm trying to produce music as much as possible, but it's very difficult to, get everything you guys want, do live streams and stuff. And I think live streams helped start my channel off. I get to my 1,500, so thank you so much. 1,500 subscribers. So yeah. Change the mood. So for the next question, that I've been asked is, why do you sing so much about dicks? I mean, I love it, but I'm curious, says the fan. Am I gay? No, firstly, I am not gay, guys. Okay, yes, I talk so much about dicks. It is there for comedic purposes. It's also, if I'm talking about dicks, it's a use of way of humiliation sometimes. Because to a guy, sometimes saying you have a small wiener is pretty fucking funny and humiliating for you. So I talk about that stuff. And also it's because there's not actual rap artists that always talk about dicks. And, I want to be able to be a rapper who can express whatever I want to say. I want to say what I want to say, what's going in my mind. If I'm thinking about dicks, and yes, that sounds gay, but if I'm thinking about dicks, then I'm gonna talk about dicks. Anyway, so yeah, I talk about dicks for comedy purposes. It's all jokes and stuff and sex and stuff. But I'm not gay, guys. I have a girlfriend and I love her with all my heart. Anyway, continuing on. Final question for today is, if you could talk to Lil Tug, right now, what would you say to him? Who's Lil Tug? Dunno. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name's been Dopey Joe, and I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.